This is Pokemon Sage, a fan game with a whole new region and a Pokedex of new original Pokemon that makes me want to catch them all. Here are the rules to keep things interesting. If you enjoyed the content, hit that like button and show your support. Also, side note, thanks for 2,000 subs, you guys are awesome. We wake up in our home at Decapa Town where it's time to grab our starter and our kind mother gives us some running shoes. Thanks. We get to Professor Mangrove's lab with our rival / childhood friend Sophia. We get the choice of choosing Folia, Kindling, or Aguai. Since we live on a mountain and it's super cold, I chose Kindling. Sophia chooses Aguai and we have a good old-fashioned Pokemon battle. While her Aguai put up a pretty good fight, our Kindling tackled it down. The professor gives us a request to go get his assistant in the next town over, and on the way we run into some pretty cool looking Pokemon that we just beat up for the XP since we don't have Pokeballs yet. We arrive at Trimble Town and grab the assistant, then get back to the professor's lab. Sophia arrives saying that someone has stolen her Pokemon, so the professor gives her the last Pokemon on the table as a replacement. But we weren't gonna let the thief off easy, so we grabbed some Pokeballs and then search out for them. We also expanded our team with some of these cool Pokemon we saw earlier. We search all around Trimble Town to no avail, so we go to the next town over, Quaver Town. And this town actually houses our first gym challenge, where we experience some good news and bad news. Good news, it's an ice type gym, and we have a fire type starter. Bad news, the Ice-type gym leader Foster is a tough old man. My double kicks do nothing to his Panglyph. It knew both Smackdown and Aqua Jet to counter Kindling. His Cup Zero was a flinch god, and this little Snome was just annoying. We train up, and this time you're going down, old man. Panglyph faces our Cup Zero that chewed it down to little penguin scraps. Then we had a mirror battle where we forced him to waste his super potion so that Kindling can show off its new move, Flame Charge. Charging right through Cup Zero, tanking Snome's hidden power, and blazing right through it, winning our first gym badge. With our first gym badge in hand, we head out, reaching the base of the mountain where most of the snow has melted, revealing some new Pokemon and this adorable little Alpine, which was an immediate catch so we can add him to the team. Before we entered the rustling forest, Sophia catches us and wants another battle, where our Harpy easily wing attacks through her whole team. With her out the way, we entered the forest facing new trainers with new bug Pokemon. Then Kindling evolves into Pyrote. We suddenly run into some thugs harassing a fellow Pokemon trainer, so we step in to help. Harpy sweeps through the team once more and suddenly evolves. But even though we easily destroyed Thug number 1 and the Pokemon that destroyed them just evolved in front of Thug number 2's eyes, he thinks he's got this. So after beating them silly, we were thanked by the trainer with a super potion which we can't use. We exit the forest entering Legato Town where an interesting character walks into the local saloon. We face him demanding Sophia's Pokemon back, but the great Ricardo refuses and tries to put us in our place with a Pokemon battle. His little quibble was crushed with Stomp after it force switched Fawning in. Next is his Aguadium that takes down Fawning, but our Aquador's fierce wing attack brings it down. His final Pokemon is Sombrado. It has the ability Quick Draw, making the priority of all moves 0, meaning priority moves were pretty much useless, which would have been great to know because it started to wreck most of my team while I kept choosing priority moves. So we leave it up to the team's GOAT, Pyrote, where we rush him and knock him to the dust with one Flame Charge. Defeating and embarrassed, the great Ricario leaves the stolen starter on the table, is what I would have said, but it was empty. He tricked us.
You son of a bitch!
A person comes up to us, commending us on the victory and requests a little favor from us. He wants us to get him a star crystal from the Starry Cave north of town, and to give us a little early reward, he gives us the TM Rock Smash. So we head up there, encountering more cool Pokemon, but not any Pokemon that I would necessarily add to the team. Another GOAT, and finally enter the cave. We grab the Star Crystal, our Fawning evolves into Lamarche, and give the Star Crystal to Professor Nuttington, which is kind of a weird name to be honest. He thanks us and takes his leave, so now we can go to Dronia City for our second gym badge. First, I would like to say I really like the gym puzzle where you have to pour molten steel on and off certain parts of the pathway. And second, before we face this gym, we have to prep up, because even though our goat here can blaze through any steel type, we saw how the previous gym had countermeasures ready. With that being said, we grab ourselves Perry the Platypus, which is part fighting type, and this little Potter because it looks so adorable. Now we face the steel type gym leader, Stella. Unfortunately for her, her first Pokemon didn't expect to get one-shotted by a crit flame charge by the goat. Her next Pokemon is Carglock, which is part water type, so we hit it with our new ground move, Mudslide. Doing a bit of damage, then we get counter critted by Water Pulse. Agent Platypal sweeps its non-existent legs, forcing her to waste her super potion, and then we feint Carglock with a crit. Her final Pokemon is Magnetoad, and we do some low sweet damage, but it knocks us out with a bulldoze, leaving it all to Alpine, where we tank all of its attacks and rock smash it to death, winning our second gym badge. We try continuing forward to our next gym badge, but these people are just blocking the way, like those Psyducks back in Platinum. They're just there. So I head back to the city and visit the local museum to see some history, and it was free, so why not? We run into one of the museum curators and the CEO of Mylan Corp, wherever the heck that is, Talia. Suddenly the power goes out and Team Aurum has stolen some of the museum's exhibits. We track him down to the Jornius scrapyard, assisted by the one, the only Pokemon, straight from Sword and Shield. With his help, we tank through the grunts and face their admin. Colbat, a dark and steel type, comes out, so we sacrifice Potter so that LaMarche can double kick it, but it could not do enough and fell to a bite. Come on, LaMarche. So we decide to flame charge it back with Pyrote. Samayan comes out and Alpine had to come in to protect the goat. However, the sacrifice was well worth it because Aqualor comes in with a wing attack, beating up Samayan and a submission for her last Pokemon. The admin laughs off the loss and they retreat. With the day saved, we now can move on to our third gym in Andante Bay. Before going into the gym, Sophie blocks the way and we battle. Her car crust gets wing attacked out and we force her LaMarche into submission, causing a double knockout. Our LaMarche tries to stomp out Florby, but it was just too quick and too strong and was brought down by a leaf tornado. So our goat Pyrote comes out, missing attacks due to leaf tornado, but finally getting it together with a flame charge. She sends her own little psychic ghost to beat us with extra sensory, and somehow it beats out Cup Zero as well, but Potter bites it down, ending the battle. We prep up for the gym, and once again, the gym design is super cool, having us go deeper and deeper into the underwater station. This is obviously a water gym, so no Pyrote this time. I mean, it can literally die of a cup of water because it's fire and rock type. Instead, we'll be bringing in some new faces to the team. Oh wait, no, not you. No, not you either. Yeah, you. That's what we need. Before we battle, can someone please tell me what in the deep blue sea is lurking down there? Like, what is that? Anyways, we face off against the water gym leader, Cameron. He starts with the nurse shark that's really defensively tough and furthers those defenses with reflected light screen. So Telson had to spark and wait things out, luckily burning Cameron's super potion in the process. Next is Barshoot that brinds Telson out, so Alpine comes in with a razor leaf to beat it. Next is his Galacto, which is part fire type, so our Bullatus comes out, tanking flame bursts and retaliating with Leech Seed plus some mud shots. However, it quickly goes down with a crit flame burst. Carjo lands a quick electro web and Cameron sends his final Pokemon, Scoobug, and this thing was able to boost its attack, paralyze us with Death Charge, and is part bug, so Alpine can't do much to it. One more attack would definitely end the battle here, and for whatever reason, it used Rain Dance. It got a little too cocky, and we knock it out with an Electro Web. With that, we get our third gym badge, train up our usual team, and Cup Zero evolves. But that's where the demo unfortunately ends. If you want to see another awesome Pokemon fan game that's still in the works and has a really cool game mechanic, check this video out right here.